Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Broken Brand. And I'm just going to start this video off by saying, no, we don't want it. JJ Abrams is making a quote unquote homage to Back to the Future starring Timothée Chalamet. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I will not watch it. I will not consume it under any circumstances. Now, in my mind, I have a list of TV shows and other media that I feel are iconic. They may not have been perfect, they may have some flaws and some errors and stuff in them, but as a whole, they are iconic and should not be touched. Back to the Future is one of them. I love all three. Some people don't like the third one. I love it. My kids love it to the point that my son owns more Back to the Future shirts than any other shirt he owns. I think he's up to 14 now. He loves Back to the Future. He loves Ghostbusters like me. And it's just no. I was trying to think what other movie would make me more upset to get remade or quote unquote have an homage movie made about him. And I'm pretty sure it comes down to either Casablanca or Goonies. Would probably be the only two movies at this point that would make me more upset than someone touching Back to the Future. It is the most quintessential iconic 80s movies to me because what it does is it encapsulates what the 80s was like, what the 50s was like, and what the future might be like. It's just well done. No problem with any. Yeah, I understand some of the time travel flaws and all that, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I get it. But they're iconic. No one should be touching this ever. That's what I said about Ghostbusters, but they're like, we're going to pump it. And I was like, it made me wonder what's going to be next after they kind of pumped and ruined Sticky Ghostbusters. It was like, what's next? And of course it would be Back to the Future. Seriously, you cannot do this. I don't know. I've been sitting in the back of my head that I've got to come up with what I find as an acceptable time frame for certain movies to be remade and what would constitute movies and TVs being off the list, period. It has not been far enough. I think one of the overarching things that would be like if you wanted to touch Back to the Future, the entire main cast cannot be alive to endorse it or be forced to sit through a terrible, terrible destruction of a movie they worked so hard on. That's just one of the rules. The entire leading cast. And at this point, I don't think Christopher Lloyd's ever going to die. So good luck. But we're gonna apparently JJ Abrams is gonna make it anyways. And I thought after his Star Wars debacle, we've hardly seen anything from him. He's just kind of produced. He hasn't directed anything, and he's kind of been quiet and off to the side because that Star Wars, those two movies, terrible. But we can't let Rian Johnson off either because he has responsibility for tearing that down as well. But still, JJ Abrams, sorry. I love Lost. Don't get me wrong. I think you really screwed up this last season, like Game of Thrones did. But I still like Lost. I still watch it on the occasion. I'll power through it every couple of years now. But seriously, no. Put this away. I'm sure they're paying you a lot of money to do this, or you've requested a lot of money to do this, but for the sake of the actors, the property, for the sake of Back to the Future itself, shelve this project and never let it see the light of day. Please, I'm begging you. This is terrible. I will throw away my box set of Lost if this actually makes it to theaters. I really will, because that's how upset this is going to make me for you doing this. because we've all seen properties completely destroyed by this type of thing. But I will calm down and say there is hope that this just ends in production hell. And I really do hope that's the case, because Timothée Chalamet is a very popular actor now. I mean, he's been in a lot of movies. He just seems to be one of those people that never stops working, which I have no problem with. I have no problem with any of his movies. Uh, Although I have not seen Wonka, although my kids tell me it's wonderful. I do need to watch it now that it's on Max. But I have no problem with him as an actor. I think he was great in Dune Part 1 and 2. I mean, I find him a very good actor. But, Timothy, for the sake of those that came before you, walk away from this project. Please, I beg of you. For Michael J. Fox, please walk away from this project. I'm begging you. Don't do it. You don't need the money, and you do not need to disrespect a property that means so much to so many people, that is not only iconic to me when I was growing up, but is now iconic to my children. And it wasn't updated, wasn't remastered. We're still watching my original DVD copies that I bought in like 1999, okay? Or 2001, something around there when they did the 3-box set. I've got it. We're watching the DVD copies, not even the high def stuff. This is an iconic movie franchise that does not need to be touched. Please, I'm begging you. Everyone involved, walk away. Okay, so on that note, let me know in the comments below if there's anything that you were like, this should never be remade. What are the iconic movies and TV series that you think should never be touched, never be remade? I'm going to add one to that list. The MASH. The movie and the series, never be touched. Don't touch it, with the exception of removing the laugh track from the show. It's on the DVDs. It's an option. It makes it so much better without the laugh track. I promise you, check it out. You'll thank me later. So until next time, my friends, as always, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.